Hi, I'm Sibulelo and welcome to my channel where we discuss all things real estate for first-time home owners and first-time home buyers. If you're new here, I'd like to encourage you to subscribe and click the notification bell so you can know whenever I load a new video, and a thumbs up would really help if you appreciate the content. So let's address a topic I found on my TikTok page. Why does paying off a bond take longer than paying off a car? Just so we're clear, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just sharing the knowledge I've learned as a property practitioner over the years. The bank is not in the business of giving away money or giving away assets. They will lend you money to finance an asset, and in return, you will pay them back the capital or the principal, which is the amount that you borrowed, as well as interest for the risk that they have taken to borrow you the money. Let's say me and my cousin both take out a loan for 600,000 Rand. His is a car that he pays off over 5 years. Mine is a bond that I'm paying off over 20 years. Now, halfway through the terms, we lose our jobs. So in my cousin's case, it's 2.5 years, and in my case, it's over 10 years. Now, for the case of this example, I'm going to say we both owe 300,000 Rand. I know it's not practical because numbers are irrelevant. The point is we're halfway through the term. Let's say we owe 300,000 Rand each. So when my cousin gets retrenched, the bank is going to repossess his property after 2.5 years, and they are going to sell it. Now, because this car is a depreciating asset, after 2.5 years, instead of 600,000, it's now worth, let's say, 400,000 Rand, right? So the bank is going to take the 400,000 that he owes 300,000. So they're going to claim the 300 back, and they're going to give him the 100,000 Rand balance that he has. Now, let's say this car was being financed over a period of 20 years. And he lost his job halfway through the term, which is then 10 years. By then, his car, because it's a depreciating asset, would be worth, I don't know, say 150,000 Rand. But the balance, because we're halfway through the term, is 300,000 Rand. Now, the bank is going to repossess his car, and they're going to sell it because he owes 300,000, but they can only sell it for 150, which means that the bank is going to lose 150,000 Rand, which is not a very practical business model for the lender. Now, let's take the bond, for example. I initially started with a loan of 600,000. After 10 years, I get retrenched, so I owe 300,000 Rand. But the property is now no longer worth 600,000. It's an appreciating asset, so it's now worth 800 or 900,000 Rand. So the bank can repossess this property for 300,000 and make their money back. I want to give you an example about something. Let's say someone comes up to you and they say they found a completely foolproof, legit, guaranteed way to take 50 Rand and turn it into 5,000 Rand over a very short calculated business plan. But now they need 50 Rand to borrow from you so that they can make this 5,000 Rand. So you'll be like, look, if this thing is legit and it's guaranteed, I'll lend you the money, but I also want in on the deal. And the bank works the same way. You are borrowing 600,000 Rand to buy a property where after 20 years, it's going to be worth 1.2 or even 1.5. And if you're keeping it for 30 years, it's going to be worth even more. It's a guaranteed way of creating wealth. The bank is lending you money for it, and they want in on the deal. I just wanted to put this into context for you so you can see why the system is designed for us to pay off a bond over 20 years and a car over 5 or 7. But there's nothing wrong with you actually paying up for bond over 10 years or 7 or even 5 years. It's completely up to you. I've recorded 2 videos that will help you pay off your bond a lot quicker. I've added the links in the description. You must also remember that we pay a bond over 20 years because we can. There are many countries in the world where property prices are slightly more inflated than in South Africa, and it's quite standard for bonds to be paid off over 30 years. And it's just the norm. It's what everybody knows, it's what everybody accepts, and nobody thinks anything of it. Let's say the banking system in South Africa changed, and for some reason it was now decided that we are going to pay bonds off over 10 years. We would feel the financial pinch, but we would adjust and we pay our bonds over 10 years. So nothing is actually stopping you from paying off a bond over 10 years, other than the fact that we are simply designed to think that a bond must be paid off over 20 years. Share your comments. Let me know what you think is a reasonable period to pay off your bond. And maybe you want to let me know what is your plan and how quickly you intend to pay off your bond. I've recorded 2 videos that will give you some tools that will help you pay off your bond a lot quicker.